right, Drew, why don't you just start us off with how the team's doing and your thoughts on the match this weekend?
Yeah, first of all, I always appreciate to talk to you guys. Thank you for showing up. Coming from a U.S. Open Cup match in which we play well, we had a group of players that had the opportunity to be able to be on the field, and I thought it was a very entertaining game. The negative part is that we didn't continue, that we didn't progress in the competition. We wanted to stay competitive, continue to challenge ourselves in the cup, and coming out from the competition is not something that we feel happy about. And then the other part is scoring 3 goals at home should guarantee a win. So there's no way for us to have achieved scoring 3 goals and then not being able to be, the team that went through. So defensively, I think we had those few moments that we allowed them to be able to create something, and they capitalized on those moments. But also a lot had to do with our fall, and we need to make sure that we are more pragmatic. As I said, 3 goals at home should be already enough to be able to have qualified. So now we're going into this weekend. I mean, the good thing is that this group has resiliency. This group is a tough group and is ready to step forward and be ready for a difficult game against Vancouver now, coming this Saturday.
All right, we'll start questions off with Paul Danzer.
Hey, Gio. Just curious about what has made Vancouver so good defensively this season. What challenges do they present in terms of that side of the game?
Yeah, I think we have had some moments in which we have looked solid, but then all of a sudden, in some moments, we allow these situations to happen. I think we can look at the game of yesterday, and I will say we had to do a better job in the way we defend in the wide areas to make sure that we don't allow crosses to come in a bit easy, and especially our positioning in attacking transition should have been better from our fullbacks. So I can say those 2 goals in the second half and the goal against Austin, or the 2 goals against Austin, could give us a feeling that that's the area that we need to make sure that we get better at defensively. But I do think that we have shown also some moments, the way we play in St. Louis, in other moments we show that we still are capable of being a very, very good defensive team. But if we allow those moments to happen in the game and then we concede, then of course we need to continue to work.
On the flip side, what's made Vancouver so good defensively this season?
I think they have a committed group that works very hard to defend. I think the system prevents you sometimes from trying to get in inside areas. They played a lot of the times the Christmas tree, the same system that we played in 2018. It's a system that we know very well, that prevents very much, the play through the lines inside, and you need to be very clever to find the right areas in order to make sure that you can exploit, this team. But I think we feel also that we are progressing, and that we get stronger, and that we're scoring goals. So it's going to be, I think, a very interesting match coming up Saturday.
All right, next we'll go to Sam Spiller.
Hi, Coach. Would love just to hear an update on just the health of the squad, and if we could potentially be in line to see Sebastian Blanco make his MLS debut this weekend.
So, I mean, good that you bring it up. Seba scoring was such a great moment in the U.S. Open Cup game. He's worked so hard to come back, to go through this difficult time that he has had in rehabilitation. And for him to have been able to play 45 minutes and progress and score the goal, I mean, we were all very content, very happy for him. So I think depending how things will go tomorrow, he might be available for selection for this weekend, which is something that we feel very happy. Will be the second time that he will participate in a game because he was part of the roster against Austin. So he's progressing. He's progressing, and he's a player that definitely can help us reach a different level.
Thanks. And just a follow-up to something you mentioned kind of in your opening comments about, the team scoring goals at home, scoring 3 goals, thinking enough to be getting results. Is it a worrying trend for you to see your team take leads, but then not being able to hold on to them, having opponents kind of come back into games like you saw with Austin, like St. Louis temporarily did, and kind of like we saw last night in RSL?
Yeah, I don't look at this being something worrisome. I think it's something that we need to work, and it needs to be better, and it needs to be fixed. It needs to be something that we don't allow it to happen again, or prevent as much as we can to making it happen again. So that is the mentality: is to make sure that we continue to progress, that we continue to be better in those areas. Because yes, as I mentioned before, when you score 3 goals at home, you need to win. It should be a win. There's no way that you allow a team to score 4 goals. That cannot happen. So and then that takes away all the good play that we had, all the good moments that we created, the good energy that we had. So we have to be better in being more pragmatic in our approach, in the way we defend in those moments, because there are moments that you concede, and then the other part is Austin is a little bit different in the sense that we need to manage the game before. We're very honest as a team, so we need to make sure that we manage those final minutes in a better way to make sure that we get the results that we deserve. Because against Austin, we should have had 3 points. When you look at everything, we did everything to win the game, and conceding at the end and allow them to be able to come out with 1 point. From here, it wasn't a positive, and if we would have managed the game a little bit better towards the end, then we would have gotten what we deserve.
Right, Jeremy, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Since returning from his injury, Jimmy Chara has been getting more and more game time. What does his role for this weekend look like?
Yes, so he has more minutes to play. So his minutes have increased, so that's a positive. And we're getting a lot more players in a better physical stage for them to be able to endure more in the game. So that is very positive, because now we can have guys coming in and be able to provide more when we feel that is necessary. But as long as we have the availability without restrictions, or the restrictions are a little bit more limited, then for us it's a much better situation.
Jeremy, did you have a follow-up?
No, thank you, Coach.
Do we have any last questions for Gio? All right, we will. Rocky, go ahead. Last question.
Hi, Gio. Thanks for the time. Sorry about the loss again, but does getting out of the U.S. Open Cup with such a thin roster that we, early season, does it give you any kind of relief of being able just to focus on MLS?
That's an interesting question, because if you want to be smart in the sense of saying with the type of roster that we have right now, it would be better for us to concentrate in the MLS competition only, then I think I will agree with you in regards to the fact that not having the U.S. Open Cup would allow us to focus more on the MLS season and be able to have players a little more rested and ready, and utilize the players that we have. But the reality is that I don't think that way. we want to win everything. We want to be competitive. Doesn't matter even if we're a little bit short-handed. We wanted to continue to progress. The intention yesterday was to make it through, and the fact that we didn't make it through, I'm disappointed. The team is disappointed because we want to be a team that doesn't take anything for granted and that we respect everything that we have to play. So the reality is that we're not happy about it. Even though with the roster and all that, it seems to be maybe a good situation for us now to focus only on at this particular moment on the season.
Awesome. Thanks, Gio, and good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining. We're going to wrap it there.
Thank you.